the front cross option. Still, we want to show strong deceleration at this jump, but we're going to need to move on a little bit early because we need to get into position for our front cross. So I showed him the deceleration, but then I go ahead and move on up here. My goal is to get over here, but I don't have to get very far. I always like to draw a front cross line from the inside wing of the dog's arc to the direction that they're turning. So that's going to be from this wing to this far wing. If we imagine a straight line, this is the line where I roughly want to be to create the tightest turn. I don't need to come out into this open space front cross and then have to push my dog back in. All I need to do is get to this red line. So I'm going to come up here. I'm going to show deceleration as part of my front cross. So here's a little deceleration cue here, but it's also step one of my front cross. That's step one right there. Step two, as the dog's coming in. Step three, the dog is in the air. Step four is the first new step in the new direction. Now I'm back to running agility here. So you can see that he is just now landing, and I'm on the fourth step of my front cross, and I'm headed to this far wing. And now I can again show deceleration coming into this jump, and then turn and finish the sequence. As the dog comes out of the tunnel here, we want to make sure that we make a strong connection with the dog here, but we want to be moving towards the second jump so that we can show massive deceleration at this jump to prepare the dog for the turn. Once we see the dog respond to that deceleration, we don't have very far to go, especially in this exercise where we're going to do a rear cross here to create this turn. So we're just going to move up just a little bit to this jump. Again, strong deceleration, and we need to be patient and wait on the dog. We can't really do anything about our rear cross until we have the dog committed to this jump, and that's going to take a minute here because the dog is running this outside path. So now I'm going to commit the dog on the inside arm. So inside arm here commits the dog to this jump, and as soon as I feel like he's committed with this dog, with his level of experience, he's going to be committed pretty immediately. I'm going to put pressure on the line in this direction, and that's going to create the turn after the jump. So as the dog's coming in here, this inside arm continues to support, but I have heavy pressure on the dog. So he takes the jump. You can see he's already turning his head in this direction here. So you can see that he absolutely recognizes which direction to turn based on that pressure. Then as he comes around the wing, pick him up on the new inside arm here and finish out this sequence. As the dog comes out of the tunnel, deceleration, but I'm not going to be able to hold this very long. I need to get up here to execute a nice and early blind cross. You can see at this moment, I tell my dog to take this jump. So this is me telling my dog to take this jump. As soon as I've told him that, I'm going to move into the blind cross. And you can see that I'm completely done with the blind cross before the dog ever takes off. I'm essentially calling the dog over this bar on the new arm. And this allows me to be really strong about this cue and to create this nice line to this number 3 jump. If I wait too long here, then as I'm moving up here for my blind cross, I'm giving my dog signals to do this. And I'm going to create a much wider turn. So to do the blind, I actually have to get it done really, really early in this scenario to be able to create this nice tight line that's going to be as fast as our other options. In this option, we're going to stay on this side of these 2 jumps and use a serpentine cue to create a nice tight turn here. So again, strong deceleration coming into the jump. I'm going to let him go find this jump. So big arm here because I'm going to move laterally for two reasons. It's going to help create this turn, and then I also want to get into position over here as my dog is coming into the jump. So this nice looking at the dog through the upright serpentine position. So get him committed to this jump, continue to support it with the arm, strong motion in this direction. And now I've got my nice serpentine here where my dog can see me through the uprights. Then I continue to get around the wing, and I'm going to do the serpentine followed by the blind cross so that I keep my dog on right for the final jump, which is one of the things that we're doing for all of these exercises. So I've committed him here to the serpentine jump. I'm going to continue to move. I don't wait and watch him jump, so that by the time he lands, I'm already looking over the new shoulder here. And you can see that I am tucking my body behind this wing. So I'm moving in this direction so that as he comes around the wing, there's not only am I looking this way and have this arm back, but there's only one side of my body that I've given him. So I don't want to be wide here and have this big gap that my dog could potentially come through if there's any confusion about which side of my body they should be on. Here we have the loop-de-loop wrap on this jump. So strong deceleration, strong deceleration. As we come into the jump, I give him this basically an arm target here to help him understand that he's going to do the inside wrap here. Let him see this arm and let him follow this arm around. I'm going to keep connection with him. And then I can continue on to this jump here, and you can see that it's going to create a much different line. The dog is going to be jumping this way versus as they come around this wing, they're jumping in this direction.